I was just wired to just do enough to get by for so long, and that kind of became my attitude. Like, I'm just going to buy 30 leads. I'm just going to work Monday and Wednesday. I'm not going to go out on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday and just go a little extra. I was always just trying to get by. For about 15 years, I was living that lifestyle, and something had to change. So
Whenever you're doing the activity every week, week in and week out, you just have no choice but to get very, very good at the job. You're getting exposed so quickly and so fast. So I think the base level skill to all top producers is really their commitment to the work. And then the skill, the actual sales skill, it's just naturally follows. Good morning, Cardinal Nation. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hopefully you guys are joining potentially from your car, driving out to your territory, just soaking in the morning pursuit call. So I am your host, Nicoletti Delioso. Here at Cardinal, we begin again, we promote peace of mind, and we pursue excellence. So a good little preview so far for the call. Speaking of pursuing excellence, we have none other than Mr. Nathan Alberts, Nate the Great Alberts on the call. I'm going to be bringing him up a little bit later on the call. But yeah, so we're going to learn, all about Nate, which we've already heard a lot from Nate, but it's one of those things, just like we always talk about. You've got to. It's not about what you know, but about what you remember to use. And I think that lessons that we'll learn from Nate, it's just some very simple lessons, but he does the dang deal every day, no matter what. it's so it's crazy. Like over the years, whenever I talk to really good producers like Nate or anybody in any industry I've been in that are at the top of the top, I've always been pretty good about seeking out and asking for help. I guess it's I've been pretty good about just picking people's brain, being humble about that. I guess you know more than me. Please show me what you know. And every time I do that with somebody that's a top producer, it just seems like everything they're telling me, I'm like, really? That's it? That's what you do? There's no like secret crazy ninja moves that you're doing out there that nobody knows about that I can start doing and getting the exact same results as you. That's how it always goes. You're like, what? But you're pretty much just doing what I'm doing. That's 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 pretty much what happens when it comes down to it. You're doing what I'm doing, but you do these little tiny things along with it. And that is the biggest differences. And then it's that momentum that builds over time of you always reinforcing in your mind that you're doing those small things, right? Every day without fail. That momentum stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. And then before you know it, it's so muscle memory, you're missing zero beats. And it's not taxing. It's not taxing on you from a mental standpoint or a physical, because it's just that's just your mode of operation, right? But yeah, I remember years ago I reached out to all these top producers at our previous company, Southwestern, and I mean I interviewed them all. I took all their notes, and I mean it's just everything that they're doing that is considered advanced is surprisingly simple. Um, but they are just rock solid with their habits. They're rock solid with their mentality. They're rock solid with just their actions, their activity. And that being so laser focused on activity I think is the key driver that makes people, because you're so focused on activity, it just makes people, you have no choice but to get really, really good. Whenever you're doing the activity every week, week in and week out, you just have no choice but to get very, very good at the job. You're getting exposed so quickly and so fast. So I think the base level skill to all top producers is really their commitment to the work, and then the skill, the actual sales skill, it's just naturally follows. So yeah. Anyways, that was a rant unplanned. Let's go into, actually, let's, before we go into stats, I've got a couple of just some news and notes here. National meeting. The national meeting is so Janine just said, August, let's start promoting it right now. I agree. Let's make the national meeting as big as we possibly can. August national meeting. I know we just came off an awesome meeting. But this one is it's more of a sales meeting. So it's the August national sales meeting, August 14th through the 16th. So more of a sales meeting, meaning, when we were in New Orleans, we really didn't have any meetings. We didn't really go over any sales stuff. So with the Dallas national meeting, we will get much more details out on how the finances is going to work historically. Now, don't hold me to this, but historically, we just take care of hotels. You got to get there. We take care of the hotel stay. Typically, I don't know if this is right. Janine may be mad at me. I don't remember what exactly we said, but typically there's like we take care of a night or two of a hotel and food, but you have to get yourself there. That's typically what we do. So, but the nice thing about these meetings is they're pretty much the same length as the New Orleans national meeting. The difference is it's packed with content from people like Nate, who you're about to hear from. It's packed with content, just packed with just us really getting into the meat and potatoes of final expense instead of just hanging out, which we obviously love both of those types of meetings, but they're both needed. So be putting that in your calendar, be thinking about that, be making plans. Babysitters, grandparents, get those people in place, put it in there, plant the seed now. I'd love to have an all-time record at one of these national meetings. So I want to, here in a second, bring up Mr. Nate, the great Albert. So if you're a final expense agent wondering how somebody can write 600,000 in AP multiple years in a row while placing 90% of their business and having great persistency, well, you're about to find out. So I want to bring up Mr. Nate, the Great Alberts. Mr. Nate, the Great Alberts. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, sir?
Yes, I can, Nick. You hear me all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got you. Awesome, man. Well, in the intro I gave you, can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can. I'm laughing about my intro music. A little drum roll, please. That's good.
There you go. Mr. Nate, the Great Alberts, everybody.
All right.
Man, it's great to have you on, dude. I know it was great to see you at the meeting. Okay, this cheering's lasting a little long. Let's cut that off. Okay. Great to see you at the meeting, man. As far as an introduction, obviously, things that I just want to highlight: over 700 clients last year in final expense. I believe that was all final expense. You also had some Medicare, so well over 700 clients. So what I would say is if you put 1,000 final expense agents in one room, you'd be really having a hard time finding an agent that is producing more premium and doing this thing better than Mr. Nate Albert. So, the intro, like the intro said, 600,000 multiple years in a row. I guess I'd like to get your take on Nate. Why is that, you think, versus most agents would love to do that, but you're actually doing it. What are the I know your answers are probably going to be pretty simplistic, but I just love to hear your take. Why you think that someone like yourself is able to do that, whereas some people struggle to even get half that.
Well, one thing you got to remember, this is the start of my 6th year doing being an independent life insurance agent. So I've had all the peaks and valleys that one could imagine in 6 years' time. And my darkest days were definitely in my first year. And I think that in this industry, especially life insurance industry, that first year is all just about getting through it, surviving. And a lot of people do not have that patience. We're in sales, so we want to immediately right, commission, commission, commission. Want all the recognition, you want all the roses, and that doesn't really come year one. That's and I think that's the biggest hurdle people can't get around is, uh, oh yeah, I tried insurance. Oh, for how long? Oh, a couple months. The leads were bad, or a couple
Right.
months. I just didn't like my leadership, or things like that. You hear all kinds of stuff. Like I talk to people all the time that said they had their life insurance license at one time, and I always ask, "How long did you do it for?" And it's never a couple of years. It's always really short. So getting through that first year, just like me, because if I would have
Yeah.
just hung it up after year one, I would have just been like everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. So getting through the first year, it's obviously like you're kind of out there naked, right? You don't know a lot. You don't know what you don't know. You're also naked from a security standpoint, like as far as from income. You don't have any renewals coming in. You don't have any tails coming in. All you got is new advances and chargebacks, right? So you're kind of naked financially out there. But I guess so as you progressed, Nate, what was the switch that kind of flipped for you? Because I know that your progression was very up and to the right very quickly. But yeah, I mean, what's your take on that? Like,
Yeah, I didn't really have a problem selling life insurance. I was selling $1 million software systems to enterprise level companies with chief executive officers in the room, people with advanced degrees, MBAs, board of directors, presenting to C-suite executives. So when I did work and sell a $50 life insurance policy, it was really easy. Like selling life insurance is actually really, really easy. The hard thing is what's going on in between those sales. Like no one's having fun when you're not selling, but you're always having
mm,
fun when you're selling. And for me, it was just
right,
putting in the work. I was having a hard time going to work every day, having a schedule. Like we have our own schedule, and that's the devil in disguise for me. I'm really good at being off schedule. So if I don't have a schedule, I don't have like a kick in the butt to get going. I was just wired to just do enough to get by for so long, and that kind of became my attitude. Like I'm just going to buy 30 leads. I'm just going to work Monday and Wednesday. I'm not going to go out on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday and just go a little extra. I was always just trying to get by. For about 15 years, I was living that lifestyle,
right,
and something had to change. So I think it was like month 11, my first year. I was pulling money out of savings to buy leads that I wasn't working. And my wife finally had enough of it. And she was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I got to buy leads." And she's like, "Well, I go to work and you're on the couch. I come home and you're still on the couch. Are you really working? When are you going to get a real job?" And that took 11 months for her to say, my first year. And that really sunk in because I'm
better
I'm I'm
late
not
than
gonna
never.
quit. Yeah, I'm not gonna quit. I promised Travis that I was gonna work hard and I wasn't gonna quit, but I didn't really promise myself or Ashley that I was gonna give it my best.
All right, man. So you were saying, I think when we got interrupted there, you were saying took you 11 months, then she kicked you in the butt, and then that's when you got your gears rolling. And I guess what kind of happened from there?
Well, I looked at my business and I looked at what I really struggled with. What was holding me back from doing well. And a lot of it was work, obviously, because when I did work, I was pretty good, but I wasn't putting in 3, 4 days of work. The model we were using wasn't really advantageous for me because I was only buying 20 or 30 leads. Within a couple days in the field, those leads were exhausted, and I was just going back and back and back to the same people. So I actually reached out to Isaac and a couple other people that were working more leads. Come to find out, they were using a thing called an appointment setter, and they were buying about 60 to 70 leads a week. And I was like, oh crap, I'm barely getting by a 40 and 30 leads a week. I don't know if I can do 60 to 70 leads. And he's just like, trust me, man, you're going to see more people, you're going to do more demos. And if you're worth a damn at selling, you will see more money come in. You just need to have faith in working more in an abundance approach. Travis Mickelson, my upline, was using an appointment setter. I hated the phones. That was holding me back. I didn't like dialing on the phones because I would fight it every day to set. So I just threw money at an appointment setter because my time would be better spent just talking to people in person rather than trying to set them on the phone. So I started doing that, and my demos went up dramatically in December and January. And then at that point, I just had to figure out how to be more efficient with my sit downs because these appointments are on the hour every hour. I can't sit there for 3 hours with a non-prospect because it would just throw off the rest of the day. So a lot of time management, worked on my sales talk, and then just found the right appointment setter that worked with me. And eventually by March, April, May, we were rolling. But it took like about 3 months just to reset, go through my different business gaps and fill those with remedies. And I reached out to people. I got more opinions, and I just got learned on how to run a more efficient day with an appointment setter. And everything went up. My demos went up. My door knock activity went up. Everything just went up.
Yeah. So I had a great question and then I forgot it. I was going to say, Nate, okay, so what do you think? Obviously, um, you know, doing more, right? More is always a way to make money, doing more of something. Um, but I guess for you, do you feel like it took you doing more to get to where you are just really efficient at the actual presentation, getting to and from people? Like, do you feel like finally committing to more effort created more skill? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, because I was getting into way more sales situations. I was working with a lot more objections, and hearing it day in, day out, you just get better at knowing what to say and um, ways to get around those objections, get through those objections, and help the person get an application in. So um, after a sit down, I would try and rehearse what went well, what went wrong, and then I would just get to the next story. I wouldn't sit there and dwell on it. I didn't have time, to think about it too much, but I would always just file that away, like, "Ooh, that didn't work. Don't say that again," or "Ooh, that kind of worked. Maybe I should try that again." Um, so yeah, just learning from my mistakes is one. Being smart, but being wise would be learning from other people, and that's one thing I take pride in. Is if someone's already freaking invented the thing, ask them how they got there, what they found, why they invented it that way, and just try and use it. It's all stolen goods, and then you just make it yours.
Copy and paste.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question I think that would be a good bullet point to end on. Um, what are the non-negotiables for you? There's because there's agents out there. They're like, I'm going to write 400,000 this year, but then they start playing this mental gymnastics with themselves of like, well, I'll skip this day, or I won't do this month, or whatever it is. Right? What are the non-negotiables for you that you think that you've been pretty hardcore about to create the results you've gotten?
Mondays, no matter what, 10 a.m. Monday, every Monday. If I'm in town, if I'm in Roseville, Minnesota, I better have a Monday morning appointment at 10 a.m. Non-negotiable. I try and buy new leads every week. I don't do half days. I don't start late. I get all my shit done in the morning. If I have appointments, 8, 9, 10 a.m. I'm not doing appointments at noon, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Those are very expensive appointments. Those are very valuable time slots. I would much rather do my appointments on, early mornings, Mondays, or early mornings, Fridays. because
Mm-hmm.
Friday is like a cleanup day for me a lot of times. So if you can put stuff on your calendar that is a time vampire, put those on in the mornings before work or like on a day you're not working. If you're not going to work, be very intentional about it, because then you're going to enjoy your time off. As an insurance agent, we're always working, it feels like. So when you have a day off, be off. Like, just be off. Like, you will feel so much better about yourself and no guilt. Like, if you're on vacation, don't work. Just be on vacation. Be where you are. That's a non-negotiable for me. When I vacation, I'm unplugged. I'm not working. I don't care. I change my voicemail. I'm out of town. I'll come back Sunday and call you.
Mm-hmm.
Non-negotiable. I bring my own food. I do not stop and eat during the day at a restaurant, a cafe, or anything. I'm on my way to the next house. I'm eating. I'll pull over and eat before I go to the next house, but I'm not eating during the day at a restaurant. Again, all those time slots. You have 9 time slots every day between 10 and 6, 9 of them. How can you get as many demos in those 9 hours? Well, it's going to be hard to get demos if you're sitting at a restaurant, sitting at a cafe every day. Those are very valuable time slots. So pack a lunch. I make all my food on Sunday for the whole week. I get home at night. Dinner's already made because we made it on Sunday. So prepare your meals so you're not eating during the day at a restaurant. Keeps the expenses down too, and you're probably eating a lot more healthy.
Yeah.
Non-negotiables. Gym. Going to the gym on Fridays, going to the gym Saturday morning, and then one time during the week trying to get into the gym. So trying to get into the gym at least 3 days a week keeps the fitness. Feeling good, feeling strong, feeling healthy. That's very important. Non-negotiables.
Yeah. It sounds like you
I think
have,
that's a good start.
yeah, Nate, it sounds like you just have a foundation that is just, that's built for your business. That is just like, it's just so solid. It's so immovable. And that's, to me, that's kind of like whenever I hear about your habits, what you do every week, the non-negotiables, there's really not hardly any weeks that you take off unless it's planned. Doing that and stacking that just over months, I really think is your superpower. And then because of that commitment, it sounds like that's what's helped morph you into having a really efficient, a super effective presentation. So, anyways, I think we were out of time here, Mr. Nate the Great Alberts. I appreciate you hopping on as always, man. Um, you know, I could tell at the awards banquet that these awards, getting recognized for the work you put in mean a lot. But I would beg to differ that you mean just as much or more to us with all the advice, the training that you do, and just being the tip of the spear, man. So I want to say thank you, and hopefully we got many more of these meetings to come.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for letting me share this morning. You got it, man. Built a beautiful thing, and I'm happy to be along for the ride.
Hey, quick question. Are you going to be beating, hold on before you answer this. Are you going to be beating Lucas Holland this year?
Whoever gets the most hours will probably win.
There you go. All right, man. I appreciate you, dude. Thanks for hopping on. Guys, that's a wrap. We are basically out of time here. I appreciate everybody hopping on. We will catch everybody for the morning pursuit call tomorrow morning. See ya.